Thank you all for taking the time out of your busy day to attend Matrix Packaging's parts presentation. I'm Chris Scalone, Aftermarket Parts Manager for Matrix Packaging, and I'm going to talk to you today about how to save time and money when ordering parts, retrofits, and upgrades for your Matrix bagger. Some of you may already know me, but for those of you who don't, I've been with Matrix for just over 17 years. I built and tested our vertical form film machines for the first 11 years, and have been in aftermarket parts helping customers just like you ever since. Keeping your machines up to date and in production is my primary job. Sometimes it's just getting a part out to you next day, and sometimes it's a complex, time-sensitive project. Either way, I'm here to help. Luckily, I work with a lot of smart people, so if I don't know the answer to your question, I know the person that does. Now on to the presentation.
Hi, I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their day to go ahead and join us for Matrix Parts presentation, how to make ordering parts easier for you. Why aftermarket parts? Plenty of great reasons. We're not just parts clerks. We know your machines. We have years and years of experience helping customers out with this. So when you call somebody, you're not just ordering fries from the window. We actually know your machines. We have a dedicated shipping department that's all they do is get the parts ready to ship out to you. We stock so many different parts, and we have a machine shop that makes the lion's share of all the parts that you're going to need for your machine. So that really reduces the lead time. How do you order the parts? There's a bunch of different ways to do it. I mean, you call us, call direct, hit number 2, it calls everybody, or call each one of us directly. We all have direct lines. There's a couple different ways to email us and get everybody, and go right to our website and contact us through that. So there's plenty of different ways to get a hold of us if you need to order parts. Some helpful tips for when you're ordering parts is make sure you know the machine serial number when you call. That's very, very helpful. Some of our customers have 40 machines, and some of them are different models. We want to make sure we get you the right parts, with that. So know the make or the model and the serial number of the machine, and company name and your name is also helpful when you call up. There's having a cheat sheet for the common parts is really helpful. There's different ways to do that. In your parts manual, there's a basic spare parts list, okay? Now, the basic spare parts list is, it looks like this, and it has your knives and belts and different things on there, deflator pads. This is your basic spare parts list. This is really helpful. This will get you, most of your consumable parts. In your manual, there's plenty of other things in the manual too, the actual parts drawings and things too that will also help out. But if you want something more extensive, I can put together a critical spare parts list. And the critical spare parts list has 3 different levels to it. The first level is basically a more in-depth version of your basic spare parts list. I just add a bunch of parts that I realize customers might need more frequently or whatever. So I add these things on, and they're more specific to your machine. It's an extended basic spare parts list, and these are all recommended to keep these things in stock at all times. As we move forward, we've got level 2 and 3. Level 2 are parts that, if something were to go wrong with one of these, or you needed one of these, your machine's going to be down until, you get one of these things. So it's really important to at least know the part numbers, and this gives you a real quick resource to go ahead and find those part numbers, have them right on hand. Level 3 parts are more electronics, touch screens, PLCs, things like that, stepper motors. If you have a newer machine, many of these things might not be something you need to keep on hand, but if your machine's 10, 20 years old, maybe you want to have one of these on hand. Horizontal rebuild items, I put this together because every couple of years at least, maybe it depends on how often you run this machine. If you run it 3 shifts, maybe every year, some of the bushings and things like this might need to be replaced or looked at on your horizontal seal. I put them all together in one thing, so if you need to order these, you already know all these part numbers. It's really easy to find them. If for some reason the descriptions are a little bit more confusing for your operators, I can put together a critical spare parts list with pictures. So they don't need to be able to read this or understand what the terminology is. They can just go ahead and say, I need one of these. That's all they have to do. Now, this is, this actually makes it a lot easier than having a bilingual or multiple language critical spare parts list, because that can be pretty daunting, getting it in 5 different languages. So a picture's worth 1,000 words, and I find this to be very helpful for a lot of customers and operators. There's on top of the critical spare parts list, I started making these, and this is basically your critical spare parts list. And off to the side here, I've gone and put in what I'd recommend, okay, your maintenance, daily maintenance, things you want to check every day. Do I want to check this every day? Do I want to check it every week? And then what is the useful life of this part? What do I expect it to last? And this is helpful if you want to go ahead and stock some of these items. Well, if I might need it in the next couple of years, maybe I want to have one on hand. If it's, I might need to have more if it's a consumable item that might be needed every few months. This is the same thing. Goes line for line in the same order as your critical spare parts list, so it's really easy to navigate. Of course, if anyone has any suggestions on making it easier to read, let me know. Okay, I'm always open for suggestions. One of the ways I find to help people with ordering parts save tons of money is with getting all your parts in one lump instead of ordering them onesie at a time. I have customers that sometimes email or call us once to 3 times a day, ordering separate parts, separate items, separate shipping charges. On average, customers will call once a week, once every couple weeks. If you've had your machine for a while, it's easy for me to go ahead and say, well, every 3 months you order these exact same parts, exact same quantities every 3 months. What I do is I put these into a kit. And what you do is you'll go ahead and order that kit of all the parts you normally buy. You're not buying anything different, nothing at all. It's just, you're just going to be getting them all at once. You can always call us. If you need something else, you can call us, to order something else. But you'll have all these parts on hand. Downtime costs more than anything, and this reduces it. It also reduces, thousands of dollars in shipping charges, next day shipping charges, and you being on the phone, having to call us. You got other things to do. This saves you calling us twice a week or whatever, and you can spend that time doing something else. Now, retrofits and machine upgrades. There's plenty of retrofits and upgrades to our machines that can possibly go into them all now. What I want to do is cover one of our newest and most exciting ones, and it's how to make a really great looking DOI-style stand-up pouch on a vertical form fill machine. Customers are always asking, what kind of bags can I make? Well, you can make a flat bottom bag, a gusseted bag, you can make a certain DOI-style bag. But this particular one, if you look, you've got these gussets at the bottom. I mean, this right here is an excellent looking DOI bag. You can make it without zipper too. There's actual pictures of a customer's bag. This customer wanted their zipper down a little lower. They would have had graphics on the bag. You would have seen it anyways. But you can have this with or without zipper. But typically the zipper's a little higher. But take a look at the bottom of the bag. Look at the structure of this. I mean, literally, this looks like a DOI bag. This opens up avenues for certain customers that you never were able to help out before. So if you want more information on this, I got videos, links, all kinds of information on it, more than I can present here. Get a hold of me and I'll send you more information on this. This is a certain film that is about 4 or 5 different manufacturers go ahead and make this film. So not a problem getting the film to make this. Another thing that our customers are really interested in is a way to transport the film without having their operators potentially injure their backs. Besides machine downtime, you've got operator downtime. This lift cart that we've designed, we spent years and years finding the right solution for our customers. This fits all our machines. It swivels on a dime, lifts up to 800 pounds, and it's excellent. And it doesn't break the bank either. It's really a great deal. So I have more information on this, videos on this. Definitely give me a call if you have any questions, and I can send it over to you. All right. After that, we've got our questions, and we're going to open that up. So if you have any questions, we'll start now.